Mortgage Gumbo with your chef, Dwayne Stein.
So let's get into why you should buy. I mean, rents, that's that. But, obviously I own a mortgage company, so let's talk about buying, okay? The number one reason right now you want to be buying, Angie, is interest rates. Right now they are fantastic. Now. You can buy more home for less money. Then you start throwing in, Angie, all the programs. There's really no reason right now. Unless you're confined to a certain area, what were we just talking about off the break? There's certain things that you got to have. Well, that's great, but it's not in your price range. Well, it could be in your price range, but are you willing to move to another part of town? Because if you want to go live in X other part of town and not be in Metairie, so to speak, well, hey, I can get you 0% down. I can get you in a rural development plan as far as that goes, on the West Bank or the North Shore, Slidell, St. Bernard. So those are the things you've got to look at. But here's some other reasons why you want to buy, Angie. First off, building equity, okay? You cannot, when you're renting, all you're doing is putting money in someone else's pocket and you're building their equity, okay? That's not to say that's a bad thing. Good for those folks. It's an income stream for them, but I don't ever want to be that person who's helping someone else make their money. I believe in let's reinvest in myself. Let's make sure that we're doing the things and being smart when you buy the homes as well. And I'm going to get into that in a second, okay? Tax deductions, Angie. When you own a house, your interest is tax deductible. And as we start having shows, as we get back into tax season, I'm going to be sharing a lot of what those things are for you because you get tax deductions for first homes, second homes, different things like that people don't realize you can take full advantage of. So you've got to keep in mind tax deductions is a huge benefit for when you become a homeowner. Okay, so that's huge there. Creative control, Angie. And what I mean by that is you talk about you watch HGTV and you go, man, that's so cool. Well, you're not going to go do the cute front door thing to your apartment.
No.
But you can do that when you own a home because it's yours. And it's fulfilling when you know something's yours and you don't mind doing it because you know it's yours.
Well, you take pride into it.
Well, sure. And there's a thing that's called it's pride of ownership. And that's what we want to make sure that, every homeowner should really have. We see those houses sometimes, you drive by them and you see the grass is up to the roof and you're like, whoa, there's no pride of ownership there. That's for sure. Okay. And then the last thing is here, Ange, and not last thing, but maintenance choices. When you're a homeowner, okay, you have the ability to say, hey, this is what I want to do. How do I want to approach maintenance? Do you want to handle it yourself? Do you want to hire a contractor? How exactly do you want to go about that when it comes down to being a homeowner? Okay, as far as that goes.
You have more options, if you will.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about that as far as that, okay? But what you've got to keep in mind, Angie, is this, and this is the biggest thing I want to make sure that folks understand, okay? Don't get more house than you can afford. While I'm sitting here saying now's the time to buy, and I see it all the time. I'll see two people who between both of them make, 40, 50, 60 grand, and they want to overextend themselves. Don't buy more house than you can afford, Angie. The goal, obviously, if you're not buying your retirement home, is to buy that house, then maybe sell it, then take the profit from that, put it in the next home. That way your goal is really most of the homes that I do, Angie, for clients that I get from Greg Ricks or his speaking events or Greg Ricks listeners or just in general, my older clients, okay, or seasoned clients, we'll call them, they're downsizing, Angie, because what's happened is they've made the right decisions over the years. And what's happening is so what's happening, they're able to downsize. Okay, and so that final mortgage is as cheap as can be. Because if you're not, you don't want to sit there and you don't want to try to keep up with the Joneses, so to speak.
Well, you say it all the time. You don't want to be eating ramen noodles where your neighbor's eating steak.
That's correct, and that's one of the things. So you've got to be smart there. So you don't want to sit there and you want to make sure that you're not trading up. Okay, and if you do, let's say this. All right. When you're looking at whether to buy it or rent, if in your area, let's say, and this is starting to happen more and more, people are buying a house and then they're buying another home because rents are so high right now, Angie. Can you rent that house? What are similar rents going for in your neighborhood or in your subdivision? So it's easy to, instead of renting, go buy that house, put a year or two in it. Then as the values continue to go up, then maybe you can go buy that next house, keep that one
Make it an
as the
investment.
equity, and then it becomes an investment property for
Very
you.
smart.
So there's some opportunities there as far as that goes. But again, the goal is eventually you want to make sure that you're a homeowner. And in many markets, your Los Angeleses and your Houstons, not Houston, and your New Yorks and your Chicagos and stuff, maybe it's not as feasible. But here, we just told you, here there's no reason why you shouldn't really be looking into becoming a homeowner, because the market, the steady improvement in appreciation, all factors lead to that. And the thing is, Angie, here with the $167,000 median home price, okay, our median income in New Orleans is $45,000. That's median household income is $45,000. So there's a lot of opportunities for people to. That's why if our median income was $85,000, well, our median home price would be a lot higher. That's why you see so many of our areas going to rural development and a lot of, my gosh, I can't tell you, this month I'm going to probably do more VA loans in this single month than I did in any one month in the last 10 years. So kudos to the veterans that are getting out there who are taking advantage of these fantastic programs that they've got right now. It's really, really good.
Mortgage Gumbo with Dwayne Stein. Saturday at 1 on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
And you can also reach me at 504-207-7600 or at mortgagegumbo.com.